Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashvika, the channel where we talk a lot about the female stuff, reproductive cycle, self-improvement, and all that stuff. Well, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to deal with the periods while traveling. Because the past week I was traveling a bit, and it was really a great hassle week for me. A lot of the busy day, and I was traveling. And unfortunately, I had my periods because this was the traveling that I didn't really plan. It was a sudden traveling for some important stuff, for my business stuff. So I have to travel. I don't have any other option. And it was a sudden travel. I booked the flights ticket at the end and I need to travel. Okay. So, and I have my period date. So how did I deal with that? I'm going to share my own experience, sharing some tips. Hopefully it will going to help you if you're having your periods coming soon and you're also traveling and looking forward to dealing with the periods with the traveling, because it can be a hassle. Before go park, consider clicking like button, guys. I do appreciate that. If you want more such video, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon. Whenever I'm gonna upload new videos, you're gonna get notified about it. You can visit our website, simplewaves.com. The link is in the description box below. You could very well grab the self-care female planner that will going to help you take care of yourself. It's entirely based on my experience and knowledge. It's also a PDF download. You can download it. The link is in the description box below. Let's talk about how to deal with the period. Last week, I've been traveled a lot, not just taking a flight or catching the flight. I've been in the train, in the bus, and I've been traveling a lot. And it was sudden plan because I didn't plan for this particular traveling, because it was a sudden happen and I have to go in urgency for some of the business activities. So I have my period date. And I was like, how I'm gonna tackle with this one? Because earlier, a few months back when I was traveling, I had my periods, and that was a pre-planned traveling. Okay, I have to go on that time. So my periods were actually delayed at that time, and there was a gap of 1.5 months because of that traveling. Because I traveled for a week or two in the past, I think the past few months. But this time, it was a sudden planning. It was a sudden travel, and I traveled for a week, and still my periods wasn't delayed. How I actually did that, and I have a smooth periods even when I was traveling. Okay, and even my travel was great. Okay, I didn't feel sad or bad, or I didn't have a messy period or something like that. So let's talk about the first tip I have for you is to always plan your travel. Now, I totally get it. Sometimes we don't get the time, because same is my case. I didn't get the enough time to plan my travel, because I just planned my travel 2 days before. I just booked the flight ticket, I think in 48 hours before that flight actually take off, because I have to go it urgent. But if you have a time, please plan it accordingly. Plan your traveling in the follicular phase or in the ovulatory phase, because these are the phases that are really amazing. You have a good energy, your hormones are high, and you can take a best out of from your trip, from your traveling. But if you have to go in the periods, or you have to go in the luteal phase, then I have some tips for that. So we're gonna move over to the second tip. The second tip I have for you is to find a place to relax, or find some way to relax. This is so important. The first day of my traveling, I didn't have the periods. I started with the periods on second or third day. I remember that. The first day of my periods, I had a very less bleeding, because I was traveling a bit. I was like not at all relaxed. My body wasn't relaxed. I was tense because I was moving from one station to next, and I'm going from one place to next. So my body wasn't at all relaxed. My mind wasn't relaxed at all. So I started with the periods on that day, but I didn't have that bleeding. So I tell myself to relax as more as I can, so that on the second day the flow would be the way it should be. Actually was meditating in between. I was resting. I was just wherever I'm going and trying to sit there, close my eyes, take a few deep breaths, and bringing my mind and body to a state of peace. Even though I know in the external world everything was hassling because I was traveling, still I was bringing myself back to the state of the peace, back to the state of relaxation, where I could rest, where I could relax. If you can have a proper night's sleep, please do it, because when traveling, often your sleep schedule is disturbed, often your lifestyle is disturbed, and I totally get it. But if you can have a proper night's sleep, please give your body that night's sleep, because that will going to help you easy and amazing periods while traveling. And also, if you can't give yourself a proper night's sleep, I wasn't able to give it, because I have to wake up early in the morning, and I was sleeping late at the night. So I was resting in between the day. Like I was just sitting there and relaxing, just putting my legs upside down and like try to relax my body as much as I can, listening to the meditation or the cool songs, something that was actually helping me relaxing, helping me resting. So that is the most important thing. You need to find a way in which you can relax. Listen to calm music, something that makes you give an inner peace, okay? Because if your body is at the inner peace, it will going to have an easy flow, okay? It's gonna be a smooth flow. You'll be thinking why I need to rest in that. Let me explain you. When we are in a stress, and travel does causes a stress, whether you have planned it for months ahead or whether you're planning it a sudden, it gonna be a stress because something suddenly comes in between and you're tackling that. So it gonna be a little bit stress or more stress depending on how well you have planned for the trip or whatever it is, because things happen suddenly. Sometimes we can control them, sometimes we literally can't control them. So the stress is a part of the travel, and when we are in the stress, our body focus on the stress hormones, the adrenaline and all that stuff rushes in our body, and body switches off all the accessory or miscellaneous tasks in the body, especially the repair functions, especially the periods. The cycle just got out of the balance because your body is focusing on supplying the oxygen and food and nutrients and all blood to the necessary and the essential part of the body, which is the heart, lungs, brain, and all that. The body supplying blood to them so that you can deal with the stress in a better way and actually taking the energy and nutrients away from the organs that are not that essential. Reproductive organ, even though are the essential, but are not that essential in comparison to the heart, lungs, or brain. Because we would die if our heart is not working, our lungs are not working, our brain is not working. But we won't die if our reproductive system is not there. Okay, so that's why body preserve all the energy, all the nutrients, all the oxygen, and push it all and give it to the organs which need urgency in the moment, and remove it from the organs which is not that essential. So at this time, at the stress, you find your repair function is not working, your body is not repairing well. When we are in a stress, we are in a fear, fight, flight response. So at that time, the body rushes to the stuff to the essential organs. So the same thing happens over here. It takes all the oxygen, nutrients, and blood from the your reproductive system and pushes it to the organs that need them, like which delays your cycle, because when the body sees that you are in stress, focusing on essential organs, so it actually delays the ovulation. It's tell the body delay the ovulation. We can do it later on because right now we need to focus on delivering these food and stuffs to the essential organs for the survival of the body. That's the natural system. That's how the body work. That's why when we talk about the stress, in this stress you can't manifest your dream life. In stress you can't achieve your goals. In stress you can't actually heal your body, because healing and all that stuff only happen when you are completely in a relaxed state. Because when you are stressed, body won't focus on that. The body sees them as not at an essential part or essential function. They sees it as an accessory or miscellaneous task that can be done later on. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you to rest in between, so that your body is going back to the relaxation state, the peace state. So it's actually focusing on bringing the oxygen and nutrients to the other part of the body, that which we are talking about is a reproductive system, so that it actually have a smooth flow or initiate the periods. Which I have for you is, please focus on your diet. This is so important. I can tell you the first 2 days of my periods, I was not having that healthy foods because I wasn't getting healthy foods. Because when we are traveling, we don't find the food taste favorable in other city or in other country, because obviously we are used to eat something different at our home, but when we are traveling we are eating something different. So body is getting something different, something new, something unique as a food. So focus on the foods that are healthy. Now how are you gonna be knowing what is healthy? What is grown on the trees, that's healthy. If it is processed, if it's preserved or dehydrated or degenerated, whatever it is, then it's not healthy. Okay, you obviously know the fast foods are not at all healthy. They're not gonna help you heal your body. They're not gonna help you dealing with the periods. They're never gonna help you. In fact, they're gonna deteriorate your condition, because body is in the stress, and now you're putting all these foods that are not good for body, and body is actually taking a lot of the time to digest them. It's not that easy for body to digest the fast food, because that's not the natural food for the body. Instead, focus on taking the salads, fruits, vegetables, fruit juices, dry fruits. Focus on these stuff which are natural, which are grown on the trees, which you can access. And I know that you can get the fruit anywhere in the world, right? So I also did the same thing. On the third day of my periods, I started focusing on the more foods like fruits. I was started eating more fruits, the fresh juices and all that stuff, and I'm giving only the healthy foods. I was ignoring the fast food at all. I was not looking at them. I'm only focusing on the fresh and healthy foods. Important. If you're eating a junk food, body will gonna take a lot of the time to digest it, and sometimes it won't digest, and that's why it causes the indigestion or some other problems. So that's why eat healthy and focus on the fruits and fresh juices. Don't go with the packaged fruit juices. Please don't go with that, because these are packaged. These contain the preservative, chemicals, artificial flavors, colors that are not really good for health. Go with the fresh fruits, salads, and buy the fresh groceries, fresh veggies and vegetables or flowers wherever you are going, because they would be having a fruit market, they would be having a veggies market. I went to the veggies market, the fruit market, to grab these fresh fruits. Last tip that I want to share, obviously there could be a lot of the tips and strategies that you could do over here, but the last thing which I did is actually the positive affirmation. Affirmation works wonders. I was keep telling my body at the time, because I know my periods are there, it's not proper bleeding, the bleeding is not proper because I was traveling. So I was kept telling my reproductive organs, I was telling, I love you vagina, I love you clitoris, ovary, I love you fallopian tube, I love my body, I love my every sense of my body. And I was keep telling that, I'm telling them, I telling my vagina, I telling my uterus to just to be in the flow with the periods, just to be in the flow with the cycle, and I'm there to ready to handle it, I'm there to take care of it. I was keep telling myself, I was telling all those words to make myself feel better and comfortable with whatever I was having in that moment. I was keep on repeating the affirmation, and those affirmations really help wonders, because I was telling my body. And you have to tell these affirmations with the feelings, because if there is no feelings, trust me, the affirmation won't work. The things only work when we do it with the proper feelings. Okay, you need to have a good feelings and tell, literally say, I love you vagina. Okay, I love you uterus. Okay, just go with the flow, just go with your cycle, I'm there to handle it. Don't take tension, or don't worry if I'm traveling, if my cycle is disturbed, or if my routine or lifestyle is disturbed. Don't worry about that, I'm here to handle you. Okay, because if you keep yourself telling yourself that, hey, my period is there, I'm traveling, how I'm gonna handle my periods, the bleeding is there, how I'm gonna change the pads or tampons or period cup, whatever period product you're using, you keep telling yourself, and you keep going into the tension and stress situation, your body won't respond properly, because you're telling your body indirectly that if you are having a periods right now, if you're bleeding right now, I won't be able to handle it because I am traveling right now. And the body somehow listen to your message consciously and subconsciously, and is actually dealing the periods or causing irregular bleeding, and that is actually creating a hack in your cycle. So you have to break the cycle and tell yourself, I love you vagina, I love you uterus, I love you. Okay, just go with the cycle, just go with the flow, I'm here to handle you. It doesn't matter whether we are traveling or we are not traveling, I'm there to help you, I'm there to tackle you. I love you. If you want to bleed it right now, or wherever you want to bleed, just bleed it, I'm there to handle it, I'm there to tackle it. It may seem counterintuitive, but trust me, these things literally work. The self-talk is so powerful, and nothing can beat it. If your self-talk is negative, nothing will gonna work for you. I have seen the people coming out from the stages of the utmost diseases, when they were having literally the so badly diseases, deadly diseases in their body, but they heal from that because they literally have their self-talk change into a positive one. So if you're telling yourself right now, how I'm gonna handle this situation, I don't know, I'm stressed, worried, don't do it. Relax, just sit wherever you are. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. In and out, take a few deep breaths, relax your mind and body, bring yourself at the peace state, listen to calm music or meditate or spend some time with the nature, and tell your body with these positive affirmation, I love you uterus, I love you vagina, I love you clitoris. Okay, just go with the flow. Whenever you want to bleed, whenever you want to start with the menstrual blood, get started. I'm here to handle it, I'm here to tackle it, I love you, I'm gonna take care of you, I'm not gonna leave you. Tell all these words to yourself, and trust me, your body will going to react positively to it. And that's what happened with me. The first 2 days were really a hack, because I was out of this mood, and then in the third day I pulled myself, I was resting, I was focusing on my positive affirmation, eating healthy, trying to find a balance and trying to work on myself. And literally, the third day, my periods were back to normal. And I had a little bit of the pain, but that dissolved in a few hours. And I was having an easy, amazing flow of my blood. And I returned back home, and now I'm fine. I'm completely fine. And my body is working fine. My periods were normal, nothing bad, nothing hack, and it's amazing. So hopefully these tips will going to help you deal with your periods in the while traveling. Trust me, when you say positive words to your body, when you are at peace, the things work so well. When you really love yourself, no matter what the situation look like, the things, the everything fall into the place. Because if we really love ourselves, all our life's problem is solved and everything is fine in our life. You know what you think in the comment section below. If you have your own experience, your own tips about dealing with the periods in the travel, would love to hear from you in the comment section below. I'll gonna see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye guys.